Hey, what's going on to all my gaming addicts and gamerholics? Welcome back to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast, a show all about gaming and other related news to give you that fix to ease your gaming itch. Today, this is episode 39, and the date is April 3rd, 2022. And you already know I am your host, Trey Turpin. I'm also here with my brother, Shane Turpin. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro, man? I'm glad to be back doing this another week, man. We've been really consistent here lately. I'm loving the consistency, man. So, you know, yeah, big
Yes,
pat on
sir.
the back for us,
Yeah.
big for real, for real.
Right, right. So we definitely have a great show for you guys. As always, we never deliver anything less than. In this episode, we're going to talk about E3 2022 being canceled. PlayStation Plus new tiers have been announced coming out this June. And then Xbox Game Pass also letting us know that they're working on a family plan. So we're going to go ahead and talk about those features for or those topics for you guys today. But of course, before we get started, if you would like to help to support the show, go ahead and subscribe to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date when new videos drop. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. For our audio listeners, make sure to subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to stay up to date for all new episodes. Also, rate and leave a review, which would help the show out tremendously. And of course, on behalf of The Gap, just a big thanks to everyone for continuing to show love and support. We appreciate it very much. Um, but hey, man, I'm excited about this news today to go ahead and talk about it with you guys. Definitely another slow weekend gaming, I would say. Nothing majorly big, but we already know we've been expecting that PlayStation news for them to announce their new plan for, like, I guess, their Xbox Game Pass competitor. So can't wait to talk about that and much more. So, of course, before we get started, I like to go ahead and let you guys know what we've been up to, what we've been playing. So I'm gonna shoot it to Shane. What you been playing, my brother?
Man, to be honestly, I've just been stuck in Elden Ring, man. I haven't took a break off that and tried anything else or even dabbled in anything else. I downloaded a couple games that came with Game Pass, but I haven't even played anything else. I just been so trapped in Elden Ring. I'm I'm sure like everybody else, a lot of my friends are still playing it heavily. I'm just trying
Hmm.
to level up, man, and get powerful. I'm eventually going to start PvP and people, you know.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I haven't touched that part of the game yet. I've been a little weak, so I don't want to jump into that field yet and just get humiliated. So
I'm sure you'll be able to hold your own. So many people are playing it. I'm sure there's somebody who's just now getting their feet wet and might be a lower level than you.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So
Hmm.
what have you been up to this week?
Uh, well, I've actually, like mentioned last week, I didn't really play too many games. I was just very, very, very busy. But this week, I was actually able to manage to finish the game Shredders, which is a snowboarding game that's on Xbox Game Pass right now. I got to a point I was playing it heavily, but I got to a location where it's a glitchy game. Just because it's like a indie game, an independent dev and everything. So the polish isn't as great, of course, but it's still very playable and very, very, very enjoyable. So I got to a part where I couldn't really play anymore because it would say that I'm out of bounds and would kick me out the area, even though I just unlocked the new area. So I've stopped playing that for a little bit and I hopped back on it because I found out that there was an update that fixed that issue. So I actually went ahead and completed that game here yesterday. So went ahead and knocked that one out. It's a very, very fun game. I would recommend you guys to play it if you're into like a Tony Hawk or skate 1080p snowboarding. I said 1080p. uh, 1080 snowboarding that was on the Nintendo consoles a few years back and stuff. So definitely, man, go ahead, and especially SSX. I think I forget people. I would love for them to come out with a SSX Tricky 2 or just like a remake or anything of SSX. I think that was the best snowboarding game, other than like the Amped games that Xbox created. I really enjoyed Amped as well. I think it was one of the more realistic approaches the first two entries. So, but
tricky.
I was playing that. I jumped in a little bit playing the Dying Light 2. So I was playing that. I also played a little bit of Warzone with TA on Friday. So we jumped in and played a couple hours on there. I think the highest we got was third. So he definitely carried me. Don't want to let y'all think that I'm nice at that game at all. I haven't played it in a minute, so it actually felt good to play it here recently. And then also wanted to let you guys know I finally pulled the trigger and bought Elden Ring, but I have not booted it up or anything. It's just currently installed on my Xbox. Wondering when I might get the chance to actually play that. Hopefully I'll get to play it sometime here soon. I'm just trying to I got Shredders out the way. I'm gonna work more on Dying Light 2, and then I'm gonna see if I can hop in on Elden Ring and see what that world is about, to see what the hype is.
Congratulations.
But, hey, I know, finally joined the club. Better late than never, of course. But yeah, man, that's all I've been doing really. I am looking forward to watching the new Sonic movie that's coming out next week. A couple friends of mine, and we're all just going to pick a date on when we're going to go ahead and see that movie. And then you already know we're going to go ahead and bring you guys a spoiler cast and talk about the new movie to see if it's better than the first one, what have you. Also, I have been watching the Halo show. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. Like, my expectations were kind of set, like, okay, I think, it'll probably be a decent show, what have you. But it's actually like better than where my expectations were. So that's definitely good. The first episode, it did great with wanting you to, man, I can't wait for the second episode to drop. So I had to wait. A new episode comes out weekly. So unlike Netflix or what have you, where they come out with the whole season in one day, you actually got to wait for this. So if you don't have Paramount Plus yet, or, if you're one of them people that like to binge watch something, definitely I would just wait until the season's over with to dive in it. But I just bring this up to just tell you guys that I am planning to do like a spoiler cast on the first couple episodes, since I missed the last episode, doing it last week, just because I was real busy of just doing the very first episode. So be on the lookout for that very soon. But other than that, bro, was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we jump into the main topics?
Nah, man, let's get to it.
All right, let's go. All right, so you already know the first topic that we're going to go ahead and talk about is E3 2022 being officially canceled for this year. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the article. I got articles for days for you guys. Let's see here. This is actually an article on IGN. Here we go. All right. So it's an article on IGN done by Rebecca Valentine. And the article states, after previously canceling its in-person E3 2022 event, the ESA has now informed its partners that there will be no digital event equivalent this year, meaning E3 2022 has fully been canceled. The news broke via a tweet from Razer PR lead Will Powers, who said that an email had been sent out announcing the cancellation of a digital E3 event. IGN has independently verified the contents of the email as well. The ESA had initially planned for an in-person E3 event this year after having no intent in 2020 due to COVID-19, and a digital one in 2021. However, this was canceled in January, with the ESA at the time unable to make a public statement on whether or not there would be a digital equivalent. Sources connected to the event tell IGN that discussions about a possible digital equivalent have been ongoing ever since, but without strong momentum to drive them. Instead, the ESA seems to be making plans to regroup for a larger comeback in 2023. An update, the ESA has shared an official statement with IGN confirming E3 2022 cancellation and announcing that E3 will return in 2023 with a reinvigorated showcase. Quote, "We will devote all our energy and resources to delivering a revitalized physical and digital E3 experience next summer. Whether enjoyed from the show floor or your favorite devices, the 2023 showcase will bring the community, media, and industry back together in an all-new format and interactive experience. We look forward to presenting E3 to fans around the world, live from Los Angeles in 2023. The ESA adds that the 2022 showcase has been canceled, so the organization can focus its resources on the 2023 show." All right. So, Shane, what do you think about this? I know a lot of people the past couple of years, they've been thinking that E3 is probably going to be non-existent, especially from 2020 when the pandemic hit. They went ahead and canceled the show entirely. And even before that, people just kept feeling like the latest shows before 2020, they were just like they weren't the same. Like, people were pulling out. PlayStation don't go to them anymore. Nintendo stopped going to them years ago.
Right.
Like, what does this news, that we just read off today, what does it mean to you? And what do you think about E3? Are you excited for next year? Are you still hyped for E3? What's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm still hyped for it. E3 has always had a certain place in my heart, man. It's not only about, video games, it's just about electronics, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm an electronic buff, man. Tech, I love tech. Hits the name Terp Tech, so any type of new technology or any showcase on technology, I've always had a place in my heart, but I mean, this right here just further shows me that COVID is still affecting some things, man. Yeah, it seems like we're at the end of this battle, but it's still affecting things, man. I know in a lot of states they've taken off the mask mandates and whatnot, and people can actually go to the grocery stores without masks and whatnot in different places. But COVID is still here, man. It's still affecting us to this day, and it's crazy that it's went on this long. Uh, I understand why they canceled it. I mean, they got companies pulling out. The digital thing, yeah, they could do that, but it's like, what's E3 without a showcase? Without, being able to actually go in person and interact with these different technologies and these different booths and actually, take things in as such, like, so I definitely, understand why they opted out of doing the digital thing. I mean, it worries me a bit because it may be dead, man. I mean, because nowadays with especially with the video game people, companies like Nintendo and EA and everybody doing like their own events and whatnot. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Sony or whatever doing their own events and bringing us the content through their own platforms and their own videos and whatnot. I mean, I could see Nintendo not wanting to have a place there, or Sony not doing it, or even Xbox maybe stopping. I mean, why should they keep continuing to go there when they can just do it themselves? Uh, but I don't think it would truly die off because, like I said, it's about tech. So people are going to be bringing different technologies there. There's going to always be a field for that. I just believe that COVID is still putting a damper on the situation, so they just don't feel it. Uh, it's making any sense
Well,
for them to have a show.
when you say tech, I know usually like CES is usually the place to show off new tech and things like that. This is more of just like the software side of things,
Software, yeah,
and the
right,
games and stuff like that, and showing off what the tech can do and what these
right,
consoles
right.
can do. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, man, I agree. I definitely think like it's a bummer that they're going through this situation, but with the times these days, just like with um I want to say with like actors or musicians or anything like that. I remember watching little videos going on about how like um these actors and musicians, they with social media, they have their own platform now, so they can like do things when they want to or like demand certain things because they technically know their worth. Like, hey man, I got 10 million followers on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't need your studio or need this that and the third. I can do my own thing and maintain, just like with musicians as well. Like, I don't need a label technically. You know what I'm saying? I could stop it and do it on my own independently because I got these 10 million followers or 5 million, 1 million, like they don't need to have that main thing. And I'm just trying to compare them to like with the video games now. Like E3 used to be that was like the only time of the year that whether you knew about video games or you didn't, that was the time of the year where you would hear a lot of gaming news and would know about gaming. But now it's like the social media, like and everything, like you can announce things throughout the year instead of one time during E3. Like with
Right.
Nintendo doing their Nintendo Direct, they release a direct whenever they feel like they got something to announce. Same with Sony doing their state of plays, you know, and then Microsoft is even doing their thing. Even though they're still wanting to be involved with E3, they, just like us, it's just a part, something inside of us. E3 will always have a place in our heart, just because that's what we grew up knowing, and it was just a good thing for gamers at the time. So it just seems like they're just really just going to have to really just go ahead and like, just adapt with the times. I know last year they did a digital event, which was pretty legit, but a lot of people, it just doesn't compare to it's that in-person interaction that people miss, coming together, having that convention, getting goodie bags and all of this, that, and the third, probably playing games that, people haven't heard about yet, or it just got announced and they got a playable demo right then and there. Even though I believe last year they did the same thing and was like, okay, these games are available to download and play the demos now. So they kind of brought that aspect to the homes. But other than that, it's still about that, like that in person that people really, really, really would like to do. I know that Summer Games Fest, it's a new thing by Jeff Keighley. Like he's actually doing something during the summer, his little digital event. He's not doing in-person stuff at the moment. So it's like people can do their own digital events, but you just gotta, I guess E3 or someone's just gonna have to come up with like, hey, let's do this new experience. Let's focus more on this. We have 20 million people doing digital events. Let's do this in-person event and things like that. That's just what I would like to see out of E3 next year. It is a bummer. I mean, if something did, I've never been to one. It's always been my dream to go to one. So
Facts.
even though I hear that they say it's not the same anymore or what have you, like, it was better in the early 2000s or whatever, but still, I would still like to go there just to see what all the hype is about. And, but if it did disappear, something did happen, I mean, I think we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. Like people are just going to announce stuff when it's ready for them instead of just dumping it all in the month of June and just calling it a day from there. So that's my little tidbit on that. Was there anything else that you wanted
Nah,
to say
man.
about this?
Nah, man. I totally agree with you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So definitely, man. So fortunately, E3 2022 is canceled. But the ESA says that they're working on a bigger show for next year. So let's hope, the pandemic and everything keeps declining and we just keep moving forward so we can make this happen. And like I said, gaming, this is the best time to be a gamer in life right now. So hopefully, let's pray for the future that it gets better.
Right. It's not RIP yet.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I don't care. Give me all the gaming news, as many events as it takes. I'm ready. That's what we're here for. Gamers Anonymous Podcast. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic here, which is PlayStation Plus went ahead and showed off a couple new tiers. Well, PlayStation showed off a couple new tiers for their PlayStation Plus service. It has been rumors, we talked about it on the last show, that they went ahead and, there's been rumors of PlayStation coming out with their own Game Pass competitor, or, they're coming out with their own service to rival Xbox Game Pass. But when this got announced, a lot of people are thinking like this, I don't even really think you can compare the two. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and dive into that. Let me bring it up for you guys. All right. So it looks like on March 29th, PlayStation went ahead and posted on their PlayStation blog about the new service that's coming in June with 700 plus games and more. All right. So we're going to go ahead. I have it highlighted here. So in the blog post, it says, today we are pleased to share with you official news about changes coming to our subscription services. This June, we're bringing together PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now in an all new PlayStation Plus subscription service that provides more choice to customers across 3 membership tiers globally. All right. And start off, this is the lowest tier right here, which is called PlayStation Plus Essential. All right. And PlayStation Plus Essential, it provides the same benefits that PlayStation Plus members are getting today, such as 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for saved games, and online multiplayer access. There are no changes for existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier. So if you're paying $9.99 a month or $60 annually for PlayStation Plus, this is pretty much the same tier that you have now. This is the essential tier. All right. And that's going to stay $9.99 a month, and it'll be $25 quarterly and $60 yearly. All right. So the second tier, which offers a lot more content, is the PlayStation Plus Extra. This one provides all the benefits from the essential tier, adds a catalog of up to 400 games of the most enjoyable PS4 and PlayStation 5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in the extra tier are downloadable for play. So these are games that you can, just like Game Pass, you could download them and play them as long as you keep paying the subscription for the Plus Extra tier. All right. And this one is going to be $14.99 monthly, $40 quarterly, and $100 yearly. All right. So it's pretty much PlayStation plus a catalog of 400 games, pretty much, for an extra $5 a month. All right. And the final tier, which is their premium tier, the PlayStation Plus Premium, this one provides all the benefits from essential and extra tiers, adds up to 340 additional games to the 400 that was in the previous tier. And that includes PS3 games available via cloud streaming, a catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation Portable generations. Offers cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, and PlayStation 4 games offered in the extra and premium tiers in the markets, where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 consoles and PC. Time-limited game trials will also be offered in this tier, so customers can try select games before they buy. All right. And this one is going to be $17.99 monthly, $50 quarterly, and $120 yearly. All right. And then in select markets, they also will have PlayStation Plus Deluxe for markets without cloud streaming, of course. And then it also says in the article, At launch, we plan to include titles such as Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and Returnal. We're working closely with our imaginative developers from PlayStation Studios and third-party partners to include some of the best gaming experiences available with a library that will be regularly refreshed. More details to come on the games we'll have on our new PlayStation Plus service. When the new PlayStation Plus service launches, PlayStation Now will transition into the new PlayStation Plus offering and will no longer be available as a standalone service. PlayStation Now customers will migrate over to PlayStation Plus Premium with no increase to their current subscription fees at launch. As this is a massive launch effort, we're rolling out the new PlayStation Plus offering in a phased regional approach. We also plan to expand our cloud streaming benefit to additional markets and will provide more details at a later date. The newly enhanced PlayStation Plus will enable our fans to discover and engage with more content than ever before and deepen their connection with the PlayStation community through shared experiences. Woo, that was a mouthful. But yeah. So, Shane. All right. So they went ahead and announced these new tiers coming in June sometime this year. It seems like there was a leak months ago that actually showcased, the essential, the extra, and the premium tiers, and it was pretty spot on. And then the rumor last week that we talked about was just something made up, it sounds like. And it actually, I fell for it, of course, and mentioned it and talked about it on the show. So what do you think of this new tier system for PlayStation Plus and how it compares to Xbox Game Pass?
As I stated last week, I feel like they dropped the ball on this, man. But then again, I read some things. Did it say that the Miles Morales was going to be available for play?
Yeah, it sure did.
It had the new Spider-Man, correct? Or
it's the latest one. Yeah, it says at launch we plan to include titles such as Death Stranding, God of War, and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Right.
That's in the extra and the premium tiers.
Right.
So
right.
the $14.99 or the $17.99 tiers.
More expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too bad, but it's not anything that's going to make me run out and go grab it. You know what I mean? Other than if you already have it now, it's just perks to, you know what I mean? If you already pay for PlayStation now, then, I mean, you think they said the price would stay the same, right? Your price would stay the same.
You have PlayStation Plus, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you wouldn't even have to do anything. You would just continue to pay the same price. But if I wasn't already signed up, I don't really see myself rushing out to go get any of these extras. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And as far as compared to the Game Pass, it's not day and date. Even though I was surprised to see that they would be putting that Spider-Man on there so soon. Even though it's been out a while.
It even said Returnal. That's a PlayStation 5 only title.
Right.
I just purchased that like not too long ago. Like
right. So, I mean, maybe they're trying to move forward and do better and actually compete with Game Pass in a sense. I mean, it's not day and date, but it seems like it's some pretty big hitters they're planning on bringing to the service. I mean, but my thing is, how soon will the games come to the service?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? And that in a sense, knowing that it may come to the service soon would kind of maybe hold some people back from running out and purchasing it right away. If they know all they got to do is wait 6 months or a year and then it comes to the service, people might hold back on actually purchasing games. But
I mean, that's what they think about with Xbox as well, with Xbox Game Pass.
Right.
Like people just like they think it's going to hurt sales because it's like, I mean, I'm gonna just wait for it to come out on Game Pass or see if it comes out on Game Pass instead of going out and supporting it and buying it right then and there.
Right. Well, see, the thing with the difference I see is that you know what games are coming pretty much at least day and date. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
know what games are coming. And then the other games that come, when they do come, they're there for a few months and then they're gone. It's not like it's stuck there forever. This, you really don't know. Like, and for them to be bringing some of those new games there so soon, I feel like it just makes you wonder what's their model on, or their time frame of bringing newer games to the service.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like, I don't think the different tiers, it's really much different. Like, if you're gonna get it, I feel like you might as well get it all, or either the cheapest one or the most expensive one. I
That
really don't see the need for the middle tier. Like,
right.
I mean, I guess if that's what you want, more power to you. But I just feel like you would either get everything or you would just get the basic service.
Mm-hmm.
Guess they're just trying to give people more options. Uh, but really, like I said, I just feel like it's no comparing to Game Pass. I feel
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
whatsoever. I mean, it, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. I mean,
And to try to call it a Game Pass competitor, I just don't think it competes.
nah, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it does. And everyone was saying that, they're like, I mean, there's no day and date, and Xbox Game Pass just seems, more premium. Granted, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though this service offers way more games, but most of these are like just streaming only, especially the older games, like
Right.
there's only select games that you can actually download and play natively, versus and I think the whole PlayStation 3 catalog is just streaming only, period. You know, which probably makes sense why PlayStation 4 they remade a lot of their games from the PS3 era to put on the PlayStation 4. I'm just now thinking that's random, but yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not understanding why they haven't been able to figure out how to run PlayStation 3 games on the PlayStation 5 natively yet. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Or I know that they said that, the way the games were built, it's a lot harder to, I
the
guess, emulate
architecture.
or the architecture of the system or whatnot, or the games.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how you got this powerful machine. I just feel like that should have been something they should have had together at launch. But I mean, I guess that's one thing Xbox has always supported was backwards compatibility. So that was always in the front of their mind moving forward. As you see at the beginning of the launch of PlayStation of the P5, that they didn't want to subdue it at first.
No.
They were
Mhm.
going to try not to. They were just going to move forward.
Yep.
And I
Yeah,
think the
we
only thing
believe
that
in
prevented that
generations.
was the a shortage of console sales.
Right.
Not sales, but the chips of being able to produce the
Yep.
console. I feel like if they would have been able to produce as many consoles as they wanted to meet the supply, I feel like they would have probably stuck to that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely why they did it. They knew that it was going to be hard to find these consoles.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, if they was able to, have unlimited resources and unlimited supplies of PlayStation 5s, they wouldn't did it. Straight up. That's what they were just like, man, we need to set. And that's why most of their games were like, they made on cross platform or cross gen as well.
Exclusive. Oh no, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Definitely they had like mixed messaging in the beginning. But the thing about this is like I'm actually like, I mean, mm, like I feel like I like you and many others, it's like, okay, I mean, it's nice, I guess, but it's like, why though? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? And if you're the market leader, why would, I guess they never said it was a Game Pass competitor, just the media was saying it was when it was being leaked. So it's like, you're, the number one or number two, behind Nintendo or whatever, you're in the top two. Why would you try to emulate, something like Xbox, Like y'all, like Xbox has to do these things. They have to put their games on the service day one. You know what I'm saying? They have to do the subscription model and give out a lot of games and stuff because they want people in their ecosystem. Y'all already have the loyalty, the ecosystem, everything. That was one of my very first podcasts I talked about on the show. If you go on Apple Podcasts and go ahead and look it up, I talked about how last gen was the most important gen, because just like with the iPhone and Androids, once you get locked into an ecosystem, they got you. You know what I'm saying? And with people buying their games digitally, you know, it's like, I got all these games on this system already. Why would I jump over to the competition or to a different
Right.
system when I already invested? You know, but Xbox made that easier. All the games that I bought on the 360 and Xbox One, I could play it on the Series X. That wasn't the same with PlayStation 5. They were going to leave everybody in the dust. So it was really like you were starting something new. You know what I'm saying? So thankfully, I guess the shortages was a good thing for them in the long run. You know, not saying they would
Yes.
get horrible, but it was like it would have been easier for people to jump to a new system because they just lost all of their investment was cast to the side. Now I think, let me bring it back to these tiers here. Um, I mean, I'm looking at it, the essential. Like I don't have PlayStation Plus. I've been thinking about getting it because they actually been having some good monthly games that you can download compared to Xbox games with the gold. So I've been thinking about doing that. And also I have a bunch of buddies on PlayStation 5 as well I've been wanting to play with. So I was thinking of getting the $9.99 a month. So there's no change there. But then I'm also looking at, it's funny that you said that the lowest tier it's either the lowest tier or the best tier, the highest tier. You know, like why would you get the one in the middle? It's literally, you know, what is $3 more, you know, if you did get the middle one. But I was just looking at it because it just offers, that's when you actually get PlayStation Now included, but it doesn't seem like it's the full library. It's just PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games that are on PlayStation Now.
Right.
So you'll have that. And then the premium, I just $18. That's Netflix numbers right there. 18 monthly, you know what I'm saying? Um, and you're just, you know, and all it's doing is just adding like old games that like people have probably already purchased and have in their homes already, but they can't pop the disc in and play them, or they bought them digitally on the PlayStation 3 and they can't play them now. You know what I'm saying? Like their whole for the gamer thing isn't like, Xbox is definitely for the gamers and for the consumer. Like that's where they're winning in a lot of people's hearts. PlayStation is just like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know, I feel like I want to say more about these tiers, but it really just is kind of like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, to like their fans and stuff like that, to even try to announce this as something big. You know, I'm sure, you know, some people might be excited, but a lot of people were just it was very underwhelming to a lot of people. You know, people were like,
Very much
oh,
so.
you know, they were expecting something bigger, you know, or something just like Game Pass, but you know, a little bit different. You know, they don't have to do the whole model and whatnot. But definitely, man, this doesn't persuade me into wanting the
What
extra.
tier was it where you got the limited time demos? That was the second one,
That's the premium.
the
Yep,
premium.
like you said,
So
it's
what is
either
that
get the.
like you get 48 hours or something, or
Nope,
to
nobody
play the
knows.
full game,
Maybe
or
it's like, yeah, this demo is only going to be available. No, it'll probably be like a
for
little
a couple
10-minute
weeks or
demo,
so,
but it's like, yeah, you can only play it and download it for
for
these
a few
2 weeks or
weeks.
whatever, and then it's going to
Right.
disappear. Or who knows? And that's
That
the
they ain't
thing.
go into detail, right?
It doesn't go into detail, especially with the games. Like people want to know, like, what are the 400 or the 700 games I'll be playing? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, we don't know. You named off like 6 of them at the end, you know. But other than that, it's like we don't know. We don't know what games we're going to be getting. We don't know. Like it's kind of vague. Like they said, third party partners. I mean, it sounds like they're going to have third party deals. Like maybe they'll get third party day and date. You know what I'm saying? Like who knows?
Possible.
This just seems like I said, um, just to sum it all up, I know I kind of went everywhere. Like, it's nice, but I'll pass. Just simple as that. Like, I'll just get the $9.99 a month just so I can play with my boys or whatever. And just that's what it is. I'm glad they're keeping that option and they're not forcing me to upgrade.
Right.
you know,
And
uh,
whatever happened with the PS1 and PS2 games?
no, the premium. It's in the premium tier.
Oh, that
So
comes with that. So
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
all of them.
yeah. That's what the premium tier does. Like, pretty much of course, the basic tier is the one we already know of. The extra tier just adds PlayStation Now, but not the full catalog.
Okay.
You just get 400 games. All right. And then the premium tier, you get those 400 games plus 340 other games, plus PlayStation 3 games via cloud streaming. And then you get a catalog of classic PlayStation, PS2, and PlayStation portable games. That's about it. So they got all of that behind a paywall, when I know a lot of people were talking about Xbox. It's like, hey, it might not be every Xbox or Xbox 360 game, but they're like, hey, if you got these games, you can go ahead and pop them in your Xbox Series X right now and go ahead and play them. You know what I'm saying?
So,
You don't have to do anything extra, like it's backwards compatible.
right.
You
So
know?
it's backwards compatibility behind a paywall, nonetheless.
Yes.
But
Yep.
you
Behind a
get the
paywall.
games though.
Yeah. So it's like you can play them. You might be able to download them and play them natively, or you'll have to stream them, which Xbox gives you the option to stream games that you can stream. You can stream, but you can always download them too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're giving you the option there versus like this is your only option for those games.
Right.
And especially the PlayStation 3, like you were saying, for some reason that architecture they had for the PlayStation 3 was just a screw up. That's why a lot of, multi-platform games ran better on a 360 than it did the PlayStation 3. Just because that architecture that they built was just hard to develop for. And apparently it's biting them in the butt long term. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, we'll see. More news is going to come down. This is good. I'm sure they're hearing all the opinions from everybody and like that. They might change things up. June is a couple months away, so we'll see what's going on. Shane, did
See
you
how
have
many people.
anything else?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see how many people actually subscribe and to what tier.
Yeah. Yep,
You know.
exactly. All right. With anything else on the topic before we jump into our last topic here?
Nah, man. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay. I know I'm gonna feel like I'm near the end of the show. I'm like, oh, I should have said this about that, because it is definitely a lot with this with that topic
Always.
here. Always. All right. So definitely, man. Those are the tiers, the 3 tiers. Let us know what you guys think about them in the comments. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our final topic here, which actually, it's in the same vein as this topic we just talked about, which is Xbox Game Pass Family Plan. All right, I'm gonna pull that up right here for you guys. All right, so this is an article off TheVerge.com by Tom Warren. Shout out to Tom Warren. He be plugging us up with a bunch of valid information. All right, so of course, I'm gonna just read it off the article here. Don't need to give you guys the run up. So it says here on the article, Microsoft is reportedly planning to introduce an Xbox Game Pass family plan this year. Windows Central reports that Microsoft has been contemplating a family plan for Xbox Game Pass for quite some time, and that the company is now in the position to announce one in the near future. The family plan option will reportedly provide access to Xbox Game Pass for 5 players and will be priced cheaper than the cost for separate accounts. Microsoft will reportedly integrate its family account system, which is what the company also uses for its Microsoft 365 family subscriptions. It's not clear whether there will be separate family subscriptions for Xbox Game Pass, PC Game Pass, and the ultimate version of Microsoft's game subscription service, Microsoft has reportedly had to work through details on how royalties are distributed and compensation for third-party publishers that currently license their content for the main Xbox Game Pass plans. Microsoft currently offers Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass for $9.99 per month. Neither include online multiplayer capabilities, but you can upgrade to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $14.99, and this unlocks Game Pass for console, PC, EA Play Access, and online multiplayer. News of a potential family plan for Xbox Game Pass comes just days after Sony announced its updated PlayStation Plus subscriptions. Sony's answer to Xbox Game Pass also includes multiple tiers starting at $9.99 monthly. So it definitely just seems funny how PlayStation and Sony goes ahead and announce their new plans for new tiers for PlayStation Plus. And then a couple days later, Xbox goes ahead and lets you guys know, like, hey, we're offering something to the best gaming subscription service out there. So Shane, what do you think of this family plan? Like, is this something that you were wanting? I know a lot of people in the community has been wanting it, but how do you feel about it?
I say it's a plus for gamers, man. It's a win for us. I mean, I would hate the fact that just because we were in the same household, we would have to buy different subscriptions for the same service. I mean, especially if you're using the same console, which I know they have that thing now to where, if you're signed in and somebody else on the console could use it. But, say we had our own separate consoles, but we're in the same household, we both have to have our own separate subscription of $14.99 a month or $9.99, depending on which one you have. So I think it's a plus, man. Five gamers. I mean, they're trying to bring people to Game Pass. I feel like they're trying to get as many people on the service as they can, and they're trying to get it by any means. I mean, we all probably are guilty of this when it comes to other services, as far as Netflix or Hulu or anything like that, like of using people's accounts or whatever, sharing accounts or whatnot. And I think Microsoft is also aware of this. So I just feel like they feel like, why not give the people what they want and give them the option to pay more money, but be able to have several people on a family plan.
So what do you think the pricing should be? Because you know that the base Xbox Game Pass or the PC Game Pass is $9.99 a month, and then the Ultimate, which combines the two together with Xbox Gold, Xbox Live Gold, which the other tiers do not include Xbox Gold. You have to buy that separate if you want to play online, if you don't choose the Ultimate. So what do you think the pricing should be for the family plan?
Ooh, gosh. They put me on the spot there with the pricing.
I
Man, that
mean,
sounds up to
it's five
yeah, five
people. So
players.
that's $10. That's $50 if you did it individually a month just for the base plans. And that doesn't
Right,
include
right,
multiplayer games or anything. So if you wanted to play online with your family, you couldn't even do it. So it's
right.
like it would have to be a family plan for the ultimate, I feel like.
The ultimate right. I mean, that would be the only way to go. So that would be
Mm-hmm.
15 per person. So what's that? 75
Sound like,
bucks?
yeah, $75. Yeah.
Yeah, about $75. So I could see them charging 50, 50 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, about
Yeah,
40
40,
bucks then.
about 40,
About
40 a
40,
month
40.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it being realistic, yes, but with the way, because I feel like $15 a month for Ultimate right now is a steal. So
Right.
40 seems like reasonable. I mean,
Right.
that's
True,
still
man.
no, you said it's a steal. That's $35 less
Right.
than if you did 15 for each person a month. Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
was originally settling on the 50, but I'm like, they cut a deal. I mean, they might be shooting for like the $40 mark. They may even give it to us a little bit cheaper. I don't see them doing those $25 a month. You
That's great.
know,
A lot of people are saying like 20, they were like 25, no more than 30, they were saying. Because they were like,
right.
who's gonna pay this much monthly, for a
I
subscription
mean, that is
service.
true. That is true. That's the only thing they got me thinking. Like 40, it's a lot to be paying per month, and that's only if you actually use the whole 5 people. Is it
Yeah.
worth it? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yep. That's true.
So
Yep.
25. That's like almost the price of two. Is the average household gonna have 5 different accounts? But then in that case, people are probably gonna be hooking their friends up with
Yep.
it.
They doing that with Netflix already.
Right,
You
and
know what
all
I'm
that type of
saying?
stuff. So I
Mm,
mean, who knows, man? I guess I could see it for 25, but I $30, man. $30, at least $30, man. Twenty
yeah.
nine ninety nine, man.
Yeah. 29. Yeah. I think 29.99 is like the sweet point. I would see like if I saw anything higher than that, like you said, definitely no more than 40. Definitely. Like I feel like I wouldn't want to pay the 40, probably wouldn't pay the 40, but I mean I could see them, like you're getting $35 off, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like 29.99 just seems appealing for me. I don't know
Right,
why, and I mean of course less would be even more appealing, but it's like 29.99 for a family plan.
20 a month. What? I
Yeah.
might
Oh
buy that just
man, I'll
because.
just do it. Just yeah, exactly. Hook my boys
Right.
up. Like, hey,
We we
hey,
can just go
hey.
half on it, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, yeah, I was about to say if we go half, we might as well just get our own. But that's just one person. Like you and your family, your household can have an account, and me, like my wife rarely plays, and my son's not old enough yet, so it's like it's definitely not appealing to me as of right now.
Right.
And plus we went ahead and finessed the system. We got like 3 years for $10 more on top of 1 year that you would pay. So it's 180 plus one more month. If you don't get it for $1, it's $9.99. So you pay 190 for 3 years. That's how I got my 3 years. And I currently have 2 years left. I'm
Me
crying
too.
inside.
Me too. I
I'm
know. I'm like,
crying because that
man,
three
I
years. So
want the three back.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's where they're getting you. So they're
'Cause
getting you invested. And like I said, that's what was important last generation, getting you invested in that ecosystem. You're not gonna go nowhere.
right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
say
Like
here about halfway through this second year, that's when things are really going to start to heat up, man. I think we're really going to see the value of Game Pass this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like once they start cranking these games out, man, I know it's been tough. Not trying to give out any excuses because Sony's able to go ahead and deliver games. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo's still delivering games. We've always known Xbox had a games issue, a problem. It seems like, they have the right mindset. It's just not working out. It's a lot harder than I guess it is on paper.
Mm,
So and then the pandemic and things like that is affecting certain things, and you know what I'm saying? Like Halo Infinite, the whole how it started off with the presentation and then it got delayed and then it came out strong, but it was half baked. And then the rose tinted glasses got taken off. And we're like, hey, man, what's going on with this game? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just been very rocky. But on the behalf of that, I don't know about Nintendo, but with PlayStation, mainly their games have I feel like it's been easier to develop because they're using old assets. Like nothing, I didn't
right,
see anything that they rebuilt from the ground up on that game or any of the games that they have released. So
right,
that's probably why they're able to crank out the games that they do. And another reason why they were just quick to, yeah, it's on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, just because they use the same assets. You know what I'm saying? Um,
true enough.
that's just why I believe Sony has been on fire so far this generation with bringing content to their platform. But yeah, man, I mean, I know a lot of people have been asking for this family plan subscription. Um, I just think it's right. I believe they have it. They have or at least they had a family plan for Xbox Live Gold. So it would only make sense to have it for this subscription service as well, you know. There's a lot of families out there, they want their kids to have their accounts and things like that. You don't want to have like two separate accounts, two bills. You know what I'm saying? Just coming, it's just a lot to do. Just make it a lot simpler for everybody.
Right, right. Which I
Hmm.
mean, we've kind of been taking advantage of this anyway because, like, I have Game Pass when my girlfriend does it, but she logs in and signs in and plays all the games as well
Yep.
now. So, I mean, it really wouldn't benefit me or take away from me either way because, like I said,
Hmm.
we play it out. I guess once we get that new console, though, well, I plan on getting her a S
And
here real soon. Since
Series S.
now that they're back in stores. Well, they've been in stores, but I'm gonna get on the lookout here probably this week, man. I might try to make it happen and
Hmm.
trade in my uh Xbox One X and just pay the $50 and get an S
Hmm.
for
Okay.
her. She's
Yeah.
been really wanting one, so
Yeah. Same with you. I know. I'm game sharing with TA right now, and he's able to access Game Pass through because of my account.
oh
You know what I'm
really?
saying? So he's not paying for Ultimate or anything like that. So he's still able to access those games and play online as well. I don't think he's really doing anything, you know what I'm saying? So that like benefited us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we share games, he buys them, I can play them and things like that. So it's like it's a win-win. So I'm already abusing it. I'm sure that, they're looking into that. They can see that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but there's people that just don't know any better, that's not that tech savvy or know the tricks and things, that will be like, oh yep, that's an option, I'll go ahead and invest in and buy. You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
yeah, man, this is a good thing. Definitely just think it's funny that they announced that, this is a potential thing that they're going to do right after PlayStation announced their new PlayStation Plus service,
Right.
revised, or whatever you want to call it, renewal. All right. But yeah, man, that's all I really had to say about this. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up?
Nah, man, seems about it, man.
All right. Okay, so you already know what's next. We're going to go ahead and start wrapping up the show. So, of course, I just want to go ahead and thank everyone for making it to the end of the show. Hopefully, we, kept your attention long enough and talked about some good topics for you guys and had good discussions. I know if you're like me, I started a podcast all because I would watch other podcasts and I would want to put my 2 cents in it. So, go ahead, man. We talked about E3 being canceled this year, PlayStation Plus's new services and tiers, and Xbox potentially coming out with the family plan for Xbox Game Pass. Go ahead, man. If there was something we missed, or some opinions that you think we should have talked about, man, and that you wish you could have brought up, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below, man, or go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Donnie Triss, DONNYTR, the number 3S, and go ahead and follow Gamers Anonymous on Twitter as well. You can go ahead and find that. It's Gamers Anonymous. I believe it's without the E on Gamers. Yes. So yeah, I'll show it. I'll put it in the description or whatever. But yeah, man, go ahead and follow those platforms, man, and tag me in it. Tell me like, hey, man, yeah, I think the Game Pass family plan would benefit me because of this, that, and the third, man. And let's just have a conversation about it, man. Because I know we can't cover everything. You know what I'm saying? Our minds are running 100 miles a minute, of us trying to get everything out. So definitely, I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Shane, go ahead and let everyone know where they can follow you at.
Hey man, y'all can follow me on Twitter. That's at TurpTech. That's TurpTech. Man, feel free to get in contact with me, man. Maybe we can get on Xbox Live and run a couple rounds. Like I said, I'm gonna start the PvP people on that Elden Ring, man. So maybe you could be the first one. Also, Trey, maybe we should think about putting up a poll on YouTube and asking
Mhm.
people what they would think and giving them an option to vote and maybe seeing what tier they would choose with the PlayStation or whatnot. Maybe we can do a couple polls or whatnot. Now that we're
Mhm.
getting our feet wet with this YouTube thing, man. But I would just like to thank you all for sticking around and you know, listening to our crazy discussions here and making it all the way to the end. And I just appreciate y'all very much, man. Like he said, we started this because this is what we love to do. We should sit around and watch so many other YouTubers and whatnot. And we was
Yep.
like, hey, man, let's give this a try. And this is our passion. This is what we love to do. So we're gonna do it till we can't do it anymore. So I appreciate you all very, 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 very much. And I hope to bring you all more content. And hopefully soon for our 50th show, we'll have something nice for you all. And
Ooh.
just please stick around with us and let us know what we're doing, great, bad, or ugly, man.
Yes.
So feel
Yes.
free to reach out anytime, man. We try to get back to all of our DMs or any private messages or anything like that. So feel free to contact us. And I believe that's it.
Yes, sir. Definitely, man. That 50th episode is coming up soon, too. We on number 39 right now. I can't believe it. Woo. But yeah, definitely, man. Just follow him. And definitely I'm gonna look into that poll, see if I can put that up for you guys as well. That's a really good idea. But yeah, man, just thank you guys. Go ahead and follow go ahead and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also for our audio listeners, go ahead and follow on your favorite podcasting service that you're listening to right now. Go ahead and do that and leave a review for me, man. That would we'd really appreciate it. But other than that, man, once again, another successful show. It's been fun, and you already know it's been real. We keep it real on this show. But until next time, never stop gaming.